Hello, my brothers and sisters. Brother Billy. Um, Wanted to touch bases on wolves and finances. I like to catch his videos that drop every Sunday, and boy, he dropped a doozy on this morning, talking about he received a letter from a legal threat from Turning Point USA, threatening to what a letter the cease and desist, which is basically a threat of being sued if you don't comply. This is not, it's not shocking. I mean, I would actually be not telling the truth if I say this was shocking, because if you got your eyes open, if the scales have been lifted from your eyes, then you should have been able to see that Erika Kirk under and Turning Point under Erika Kirk is no way near the same as Turning Point under Charlie Kirk. There's been a 180-degree shift from good to evil under Erika Kirk. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it. And so I just want to play the opening on um Zach's Zach's video, and we'll talk about it for a few minutes. And wow, if you think Fort Huachuca had a backlash against Turning Point USA, this right here, in my opinion, this is going to open the floodgates. Y'all, Turning Point, you thought Fort Huachuca was bad. You wait until this right here goes viral. Y'all ain't see nothing yet, and I hope to God Candace pretty much do a whole story on this. Go after Candace with a lawsuit. Wow. So now let's start with this. Let's start right here. Because I want you to think about the change in direction that Turning Point has made since the passing of Charlie Kirk. Since y'all thinking that Erika Kirk is, somehow still carrying the, the mantle of Charlie, still carrying Turning Point USA in the direction that Charlie Kirk, Charlie's vision. If you think Erika Kirk is still going in Charlie Kirk's, as far as his vision for Turning Point, the scales are still on your eyes. I mean, there's been a change. Now I want you to think about this. Erika Kirk sends, and I'm using Erika Kirk because she's the CEO of Turning Point. So this ain't went out without her consent, right? I mean, y'all so trying to protect Erika Kirk as a grieving widow. You so delusional. I mean, you just right now you just so delusional. You got to be called out just like Erika Kirk. You are delusional, and you can need to ask God to help you to see the truth. Help you to see truth, because truth is not always convenient. Sometimes truth reveals things about people you hold in high regard. Right now, that would be Erika Kirk. Many of you hold her in high regard. Well, make sure you're not esteeming people who God lightly esteems. Let me say that again. Make sure you're not esteeming people that God is lightly esteeming. So now let's look at this. I got a quick clip to show you. This is what Charlie Kirk thinks versus what Erika Kirk thinks. Because again, Erika Kirk sent out a cease and desist letter to Zach from Wolves and Finances. This is Zach. I'll put Zach up, but I'm gonna This is Zach from Wolves and Finances. Erika Kirk sends out a cease and desist letter to him. Why? Asking questions. Questioning the finances of Turning Point. The audit, the 990, them some forms that they didn't turn in until it was brought up, and then lo and behold, here's the 990s. Wow, look at this. But before anybody brought them up, there were no 990s. After he brought them up, oh, look at it. We just dropped the 990s. Here's the 990s. So he gets a letter to cease and desist. In other words, listen at this part now. In other words, to stop talking about what you're talking about. That's the crux of it. Now you can go back and listen at his whole thing, because I'm not going to play all that. But that's basically what it is. They want to scare him. It's a legal threat to make you shut up, because we don't like the questions you're asking about our organization. That's it in a nutshell. The questions you are asking, we don't like them. Paramount Tactical with this Gary Man and Valhalla and some of these people that in the camp with them, oh, they good to go. But people who asking questions, especially about the money, and that's what Wolves and Finances is doing, Zach. Asking questions about the finances, about that LLC that they got in going to a post office, a UPS box with millions of dollars is going, where a senator is picking it up. Things like that. Shut up. Hush. Don't ask questions. Now remember now, this is Erika Kirk is the one who took over for Charlie, and y'all thinking Erika Kirk is taking Turning Point USA the direction that Charlie wants it to go, and Candace Owens just need to leave her alone and stop interfering and messing with his legacy and da. You need to pray and ask God to take the scales off your eyes if that's what you believe. Erika Kirk under no circumstance is she going in the direction Charlie Kirk would have gone. Was going. Absolutely not. You are absolutely blind as you're blind. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. You are blind and you are not seeing properly. And you need to pray and ask God to help you to see and accept truth. Now watch this. Let me pull this little clip up. Because he gets sued. Well, he's being threatened to get sued. Probably not going to sue him, because, I mean, when you got that much skeleton in the closet, this is just a threat. This is just something to make you shut up. They ain't planning on suing this dude. Because then that discovery is where you don't want all that stuff coming out about you Turning Point USA. So this is just, you just spitting in the wind. That's all you doing. Now let me play this little. Let me play this little clip right here. Listen at Charlie. How does Charlie feel about asking questions? How did he feel about when you ask questions? Is Charlie against asking questions like Erika Kirk? You remember when on the CBS interview, the Barry Weiss, what do you want her to do? Erika, stop doing what? Stop asking questions. Don't ask no questions about Fort Huachuca. Don't ask no questions about the Egyptian plane. Don't ask no questions about Tyler Robinson, Tyler Boyd. Don't ask questions. The FBI is doing a fine job, and I am confident in them. So stop. Charlie, what say you about asking questions about the government, about official narratives, about Israel, about any? What do you say? What do you got to say, Charlie? The husband of Erika Kirk. How can two walk together except they agree?
Importantly, America is significantly underwriting the Israeli government $4 billion a year. We as American taxpayers deserve answers to this. We deserve answers. Also, if we're going to get into a regional or world war based on an intel failure, so, I mean, we pay for this. What are we buying, right? I got smeared as a Jew hater, an anti-Semite, and conspiracy theorist because I said exactly what I just said. And I refused to back down despite all the smears thrown at me because I learned during COVID. I learned when they told us that it came from a bat in the Himalayas.
Now he's going to lay out the official narrative we were given about a lot of different events, a lot of different things that went down in recently, and we were given a narrative that to just accept it, don't question nothing, accept what we say because we telling you the truth, we know the truth, we know best. Take it, accept it, and shut up. This sounds like Erika Kirk. Kind of sounds like Erika Kirk is working for the government. Because that's exactly, she's talking the same way our government is talking. We know best. COVID happened in this lab, and shut up and accept it, and that's it. I mean, not in the lab, because that's what they were saying. That was their narrative by us. Actually, it was started in some cave or something like that. Some bat. But it's actually in a lab. But you know what we were told. Charlie is questioning the narrative and telling us, what are you going to tell us, Brother Charlie? Should we keep questioning it or should we not? What should we do?
Yes. I learned when they told us the vaccine was safe and effective. I learned when they told us that ivermectin was horse paste, that you better keep asking questions.
You hear, Erika, you hear what your husband say? Your husband, who's not here anymore, and he's not here anymore. And he says we should ask questions. You're sending out a legal threat, a legal notice against someone who asks questions, who is asking questions. What in the world is Erika Kirk doing? You think Erika Kirk is aligned with Charlie Kirk, her husband? You think she got the same vision, the same heart, the same spirit as Charlie Kirk? You are insane. You are blind as a bat. You blind if you can't see this woman does not have the spirit of Charlie Kirk. She got the spirit of the government, of a tyrannical government, which wants to control you. And if they can't control you, they want to shut you up. They can't shut you up. They want to unalive you, take you out. That's how she's acting. That's a Turning Point USA is acting under her leadership. Finish it, Charlie.
Because it's the only thing that keeps us free. Thank you so much.
Only thing that keeps us free. The only thing that keeps us free is to ask questions. Erika Kirk says, you keep asking questions, I am going to sue you for everything you got. I don't want you asking questions. Charlie said the only thing going to keep us free is to ask questions. His wife, Erika Kirk, who is the grieving widow, who crying at the drop of a bucket, the drop of a hat. I mean, just crying, just crying. But normally just one eye she's just crying out of one eye constantly, just crying. Just a grieving widow with 2 kids, and y'all are just so insensitive, and y'all just so hateful. Y'all need to understand that she's a grieving widow. No. No, that's not gonna work no more. That worked for only a little while, even to people who were very, very sincere and had her back. I was one of them. I had the woman's back at the beginning. Honestly, I did. I told my wife, I think she's the Esther who Kim Clement prophesied about. Me and my daughter was talking about it. I was like, I think she might be the Esther. I said it. I did a video on it. But it ain't take me long because I'm open to truth. When God said, hold your horse, son. Hold your roll. Don't be deceived. Many false Christ, false prophet, false deception shall arise to deceive many. Hold on. Satan makes his appears as an angel of light. He makes his minister appear as angels of light too. Just because they look like they represent me, son, that don't mean they do. That's what the Lord was saying. Hold your horse, hold it. Then I begin to see, whoa. This woman is not who she claims to be. She is a deceiver. She's a blatant, bold-faced liar. Now I know that don't sit well with some of y'all, but prove me wrong. Because that's what Charlie said. Prove me wrong that Erika Kirk is not a bold-faced liar. Now you might not like, you might can't stomach me saying that. You might think, oh, that's harsh, brother. What's harsh but me telling the truth about you, or of you a liar? If I'm a liar and you say, Brother Billy, you are a liar, that's a lie that you told. What's hateful about that? That's actually love. You actually showing me love to call me out and say I'm lying. That's love. You want to love Erika Kirk? Call her what she is, a bold-faced liar. That's love. That's love. That's the kind of love most Christians don't know nothing about. We just know about, oh, this, ooh, woozy, cuzzy, cuddle up and don't say nothing that hurts nobody's feeling, that makes them uncomfortable, that, causes them to, don't do that. Let's just speak words that just make them feel like, even though they're in sin, even though they're lying, even though they're cheating, stealing, don't address none of that. Just, you don't do that because you're going to make them feel bad. No, if you love me, you tell me the truth. I done got off in a rant because this thing is not good. Let me play the beginning of the clip from Zach. I'm just ranting. I'm ranting now, y'all. This is Zach going to give us the introduction to, which something I should have did like 17 minutes ago, but I got off on a rant. Listen.
This week, I received a letter from Turning Point titled Demand to Cease and Desist Defamatory Comments. This is the first step when someone sues you for defamation. I know there are a lot of people out there making videos about Turning Point, so you should pay attention to this. They have started sending out cease and desist letters, and for some reason, they've decided to start with me. Apparently, they cannot handle the criticism from my teeny tiny YouTube channel. This letter is showing the world the type of organization Turning Point has become under Erika Kirk. They want to send legal letters to small YouTube creators.
Let that sit in. Let y'all, please, saints, please let that sink in. Now, I know many of y'all just be like, I don't really even care about this Charlie Kirk thing. I'm not concerned about that. That don't mean nothing to me. That's neither here nor there. I mean, I'm sorry he lost his life, yada. But that don't have no effect on me. Wow. That's where the devil wants you at right there. That's exactly where he wants you at. He wants you to the place where this has no bearing on me. If you are a Christian, I don't think you understand the ramifications of this as a born-again believer. You don't understand the ramification of this. Let me tell you one of the reasons why this is so critical. Because Turning Point USA under Erika Kirk presents itself as a beacon of light, as a Christian organization under Erika Kirk. And there are many people right now, still today, believe that Turning Point USA is this massive Christian organization out to do the Lord's work. Like Erika said, make heaven crowded. They're out doing the Lord's work. But they're sending out cease and desist letters threatening to sue this small YouTuber because they don't like what he is pointing out about the crookedness, about the shadiness going on in their organization. And the head person is the Christian Mother Teresa, Miss Erika Kirk. And you don't think that's a problem? You don't think that's a problem? You think any of the apostles would send out a letter and tell people to shut up? Don't be calling me a false this, and don't be saying this about me. And you think any bona fide Christian would be doing this? Sending out letters because they don't like what people are saying about them? Ain't the Lord told us they're gonna say all manner of evil against us falsely for my name's sake? He said, rejoice and be exceedingly glad. That's what the Lord said. I don't like what you're saying, Turning Point USA, Miss Erika Kirk, who is supposed to be a follower of Christ. I don't like what you're saying. I'm sending out a letter to threaten to sue you because what you're saying, I don't like it. Is she following Jesus or Charlie's following Jesus? Prove me wrong. Don't stop asking questions. Which one of them following Jesus? Erika Kirk or Charlie Kirk? Erika says stop. She looked in the camera, stop. Send out a letter to Zach. I'm going to sue you if you don't shut up. Her husband says, prove me wrong. Don't ever stop asking questions. When you stop asking questions, that is it. That's the end. You going into tyranny. That's a wrap. Don't ever stop. I'm standing with Charlie Kirk's vision because Charlie Kirk's vision is biblical. Erika Kirk, tyrannical, of the devil. Period.
So we're going to go through this letter. And by the way, if any of you know a good lawyer in Arizona that handles defamation cases, have them send me an email through my website because I'm looking for a lawyer.
That's Zach. That is Zach. He was sent a cease and desist letter. He's just the first one. In my opinion, there's going to be a whole lot more of them. I wonder if they're going to send Candace one. I wonder if they're going to send her one. Erika, you going to send Candace Owens a cease and desist letter? That's the one I want to see. I want to see Candace hold up yet you sent her one. You think she going max? Send her one. All right, Saints. That's what I want to get on here and talk about. Man, wolves and finances. This is dangerous. Let me say this before I go. This is dangerous. You know also that I heard this allegation that Fort Huachuca, which Erika Kirk definitely, things have been coming out, which verifies that she's definitely familiar with Fort Huachuca. She did a movie back in the day at Fort Huachuca that never came out. So she was talking in this movie with the CIA director and all. Erika Kirk might be a CIA agent for all we know, but she is definitely familiar with Fort Huachuca. And one of the things I just heard about Fort Huachuca is this. Fort Huachuca allegedly trains agents to infiltrate, how do they say it, to pretend to be Christians and infiltrate Christian organizations. Think about that. Fort Huachuca, who Erika Kirk is connected to, Now, without a shadow of a doubt, she's connected. I forgot the name of the movie that Candace talked about, the movie that she actually did, but it never came out. Renaissance or something like that. But they train agents to pretend to be Christians in order to infiltrate Christian organizations. So the question is this: is Erika Kirk one of those agents trained by the CIA to pretend to be a Christian in order to hook up with Charlie Kirk, to be his handler and to be his demise? That a conspiracy? It's sure not looking like one today. It's looking like a whole lot of truth behind that. All right, y'all be blessed. Pray for Zach and send finances to him to help him out in case they do, take this thing all the way to the courts, which I doubt they will, but you never know.